Today we have Zev Yudovich from Sangoma to discuss cloud, hybrid, and on-premise communication platforms. Hello, Zev.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mindy. Appreciate it. Good afternoon or good morning to those. I know this call is in multiple time zones, so Happy New Year, one and all. My name is Zev Yudovich. I am the channel sales manager that supports the conglomerate that is Claris, TDM, and Wheelhouse. Really, we're going to do some general introduction. After that, I'm going to do who is Sangoma, real brief. I'll tell you the products that we have, but more importantly, who is our target clientele. So when you think of, these types of customers or verticals, you could, think Sangoma. I will then share a case study that reinforces our targets, why we win. I'm going to then share real briefly on how you guys, agents, can leverage Wheelhouse to either do one of the following: eliminate your competition and or monetize, get additional monies for your sales above and beyond the commissions we pay out. And then last, I'm going to talk about marketing campaigns. We have 2 marketing campaigns that is available for Claris, TDM, and Wheelhouse. So more to come on that. Before I go and tell you who is Sangoma, I can't support you guys alone. We have an army of people that will support you. I invited the 2 people that are probably going to be essential to your success. Why don't we start off with Patrick, who's our sales engineer. So Patrick, why don't you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Medvey. I am a sales engineer here at Sangoma. I'm down here in Florida, and I am your main point of contact for, I have a technical question. I don't understand this part. Can you explain it to me? Things that I don't do, might be training. I can get you to the bottom line is I can get you the resources you need. If at the end of the day, Zev is not able to get you somewhere, just reach out to me and we can get you sorted.
Okay, Patrick, thank you very much. We do have training, which I will share with or touch up later in this presentation. It's definitely going to go with how to leverage Wheelhouse. So training to come, and it basically, I'm not going to force the training. It's basically whenever you so desire, anytime you want to sharpen your skills or get better. Our next person I'd like to introduce is our partner account executive, and that is Jim.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Great to meet you all. My name is Jim Christopher, partner sales executive at Sangoma. My role is to assist Zev and you, our partners, in opportunities, discoveries, demonstrations, pricing, all those different things. I have about 25 years plus experience, most of it in the Mitel UC ecosystem, so UC contact center. Worked in the channel for a reseller for a CLEC, so certainly understand network products as well. But ultimately, my role is to engage with you, your prospects, and your customers, and hopefully win some business together. So it's a pleasure to meet everyone, and I look forward to working with you here down the road.
And thank you, Jim. Okay, so who is Sangoma? Sangoma is a publicly traded company. We are headquartered in Canada. We're not only publicly traded on the Canadian exchange, but we're also publicly traded on the NASDAQ. And even though we boast both premise, hybrid, and cloud-based or as-a-services types of products and services, 82% of our revenue is reoccurring. $250 million is reoccurring revenue. That means if we do nothing, we are going to get $250 million in. So, like you, we love the reoccurring model because it builds that stability. We are we're an international global company. We're also in Asia and Europe. We also sell wholesale services, white label services, and both premise and cloud-based services as well. So our products and services, Sangoma boasts a very, very voluminous product set. The good news is we have a crap load of products to sell. The bad news is we have a crap load of products to sell. So I know it can get really complicated. So that's why I'm going to synthesize it as best I can and really laser focus on where we win. But as you can see, our flagship product is UC, whether it's prem, hybrid, or cloud, whether it's contact center or packaged apps or video meetings. We also boast a lot of managed network services. We are a network aggregator. We also provide SD-WAN. We also provide managed security, managed Wi-Fi. We can sell servers as a services. And we do we could also do SIP trunking, both retail and wholesale. So that is, as you could see, a very, very wide product set. There's very few solutions you couldn't sell without a Sangoma solution. So what is our target? Probably should back up before I show you the case study. So here is where I think Sangoma wins 75–80% of the time. Nobody bats 1,000, but our target is basically large enterprise with desperate locations. That is a fancy way of saying retail or restaurants. Basically, companies with a lot of locations that each of those locations are really, really, really small. And not only when you match it up with the retail as a particular vertical, but anytime you could pair up these three products, circuits, SD-WAN, and our cloud-based network firewall, which I will tell you why we have that secret sauce in our case studies. But anytime you could pair those three products together, I feel like you have a solution set that is really, really, really going to really increase your chances for success and win, especially with Sangoma. So when you think of retail or opportunities that is going to require circuits, SD-WAN, and firewall, I really want you to think of Sangoma. And here's the reason why. About 2 years ago, we sold a casual restaurant, Mexican Tex-Mex dining, 150 locations headquartered in California. I can tell you anecdotally, I have dined at this place just because my sister lives in California. It is the type of restaurant that you order at the counter, you sit down, there is a runner who then delivers your food, and you can place additional orders from the kiosk at your table. And that was part and part because of the Sangoma network solution. So like most restaurants, they're running on a shoestring budget. They had legacy equipment, T1s, very expensive, had legacy gear, and they needed to, increase that network, gain network stability, and harden their environment. So what Sangoma sold was basically some broadband circuits with 5G failover, an SD-WAN, a UCAS solution. Now, those products in it by itself, I get it. you can get that from a lot of providers. There's a lot of network aggregators that will sell you SD-WAN and also UCaaS all at the same time. Or at a minimum, you could parcel a network aggregator, SD-WAN, and a UC provider. But here is why we won. The customer required managed firewall. And rather than doing firewall on premise, which can be very expensive, even if you do it as a service, we provided it in the cloud. And here's the reason why we won that service. Whether you have one location or 10,000 locations, our cloud-based firewall is one low price. And when I say one low price, it is a 3-figure sum. There are probably people out there with car payments that are larger or higher on a monthly basis than our cloud-based firewall. And it was the reason why we won the opportunity, because not only were we able to obviously bring in savings, but we were also able to, it was obviously more scalable because, again, whether you have every time they add locations, it's one low price. If the IT department wanted to make policy changes, they only had to do it once, as opposed to 152 entries as you would do on premise. And also, you get better performance, because even when you have an on-premise firewall solution and it does its job by warding off a network attack, it is still sucking up bandwidth when it is on premise. So you are still receiving some degradation in services. But when the firewall is in the cloud, who cares if it's sucking up our 100 gig bandwidth at our core? So the customer with our network-based firewall is going to never have any disruption or interruptions in their bandwidth. I will also say, and unfortunately, I'm going to email this case study. We did provide a managed Wi-Fi solution as well that I just couldn't finish on the on this tag. But what that created was little tablets or little kiosk terminals at the desk. So or at your tables. So if I wanted to place orders, I could simply do that. So it not only did we give them more bandwidth, not only did we fortify their network by protecting it with both SD-WAN and firewall, but we increased operational efficiencies by now empowering the customers to place orders with our managed Wi-Fi solutions. Early on, I told you how the agents, both Claris and TDM, can leverage Wheelhouse to either, number one, eliminate your competitor, or B, monetize this. What is unique about our SD-WAN solution, we're not the only one that does it, but we're one of the few that we do. I want you to focus on this square where it can be co-managed. And what I mean by co-managed is we give customers and or partners or both full read write capabilities into our orchestrators. Most customers or most service providers only give you read only. And if you want to make a change to your policy, you have to open up a ticket. And you can still do that with Sangoma as well. But there is, quite frankly, a subset of customers who don't have an IT staff, who don't even have a MSP to go to, that might rely on your skill set and expertise. So some of your competitors out there are MSPs. If you can offer a managed, co-managed solution, that also eliminates your competition. And for those customers out there that don't have an MSP in place, this is something that you could potentially use, this management to monetize and reach and achieve additional commissions. So more to come on that. And then lastly, marketing campaigns. Now that you know Sangoma's sweet spot, I'm sure there are a lot of you out there who have prospects who meet our sweet spot, be it retail or restaurants. If you send a list of prospects with, company name, contacts, both email and phone numbers, we will do a 4 to 5 part email drip campaign, followed by a call center that will set appointments on your behalf. So if you funnel those lists to Jennifer Kennedy, she will work with our marketing department on any of those lists. We will send a co-branded email drip campaign to your prospects, retail, restaurants, or large enterprise with desperate locations. We will start that email drip campaign, and then based on who opens it and responds, they will immediately get a phone call, and we will set those appointments on Claris's TDM or Wheelhouse's behalf. So this is something I strongly encourage you to take advantage. We do not have a direct sales force. We rely 100% on the channel. So we want to help you guys be successful and just get additional at-bats. So this is investment and resources that we are giving to Claris and TDM to help you guys uncover opportunities. So one more time, please, I strongly encourage, and if there's any questions that goes beyond the allotted time, I'm happy to field them. Hopefully people will know, hopefully you all have my contact information. Send Jennifer a list of prospects, and we will start an email drip campaign followed by appointment setting. And that concludes our presentation. I'm going to stop sharing and I guess open it up to Q&A. Mindy, are there any questions from the audience?
Yes, Zev. Hold on, we're going to give it a second. Oh, here we go. First question, does Sangoma have a premise-based phone system to replace end-of-life Cisco call managers in hospitals?
I'm going to let Patrick answer that question. Patrick?
I'm going to say everything depends on what we're looking at, but yes. So the great thing that we have is business voice. If our customer fits that profile, we have cloud, or we have an on-premise phone system. We have Switchvox, can go cloud or premise, and then we have community, which is all cloud, but it's very call center focused. And then of course, we can even go farther and we can say, let's go to CX, which is our contact center, where we have a lot of exciting changes coming. We have a little bit of AI integration in there that we can talk about if that comes to it. But in short, generally speaking, yes.
And hey, I'll add something to that real quick. When you look at healthcare, assisted living verticals, both on-prem with Switchvox and hybrid, we run into a lot of hybrid opportunities where there's a lot of old infrastructure, maybe not the reliance on going pure cloud. So hybrid's really popular in healthcare and medical facilities.